today. Today we're going to be doing a garden update as well as harvesting some of the vegetables in our garden that is ready. So I'm going to take you along with me as I harvest some beans. I have a ton of squash flowers that I'm going to harvest and put in our soup today. And I think a couple of our cucumbers are ready. So follow me. Not bad of a harvest for our green beans. Look at that, guys. It's a good harvest. Look at this guy. Billy in the window. Alright, so the next thing we're going to be harvesting are all these zucchini flowers that we have here. We have so many, we're going to harvest those up. Okay, so over here on this container I have actual squash flowers, so I'm going to be harvesting those. These are bigger in size. Guys, check out all the squash flowers we just harvested. Isn't that insane? It's a lot. So, perfect. We have a cucumber here. Just right over here. I think I'm gonna pick it today. I don't know. Well, actually, you know what? It can grow a little bit longer. There's one in the balcony that I want to pick. But we just harvested those. Let's harvest a couple of our chili peppers. All you have to do is just pull it up. Ta-da! It's a good size jalapeno. Put that in our. And then we have some cayenne pepper that's ready. You can go ahead and pick that. again, to do is point it up to harvest. Beautiful. We have a couple more pepper plants in the front of the house, so we'll see if those ones are bigger. Let's check the other side of the bed. Oh yeah, these have banana peppers already starting to come out. And I don't remember what that is. I think this is the Hungarian hot wax. But this plant here is loaded. Look at that. There's Hungarian hot wax all over this plant. Look how long that one is. Still have some kale that we're gonna need to harvest before the aphids get to it. So we're gonna go ahead and harvest some kale. Put that on the floor for right now. Some, I think these are red kale. Red curly kale. I'll harvest some of the green ones. Sorry guys, harvesting is really hard when you're only using one hand. Some of the, oh, there's a little bee there, so I don't want to disrupt it while it's doing its thing. But there we go. I think there we go. I have different kinds of kale. I'm growing different kinds of kale, so I'm just gonna pick a couple for Kyle's smoothie this morning. Let's put that on top. Wow, our bowl's getting huge or full. Here our okra is growing really tall. There are signs of little okra coming out, the flowers, but no okra yet. And our bitter melon has just climbed all over this trellis, as you can see. I do have a couple of bitter melon growing. There's one right here. And I think I pollinated another one this morning. It's just hard to see. Where is that thing? I think it's this one right here. That is a little mini bitter melon with a flower. And the first one that I pollinated here is already growing. See? And these are the white bitter melon. So it's going well. Over here we have some of the dinosaur kale. I think I'm going to harvest a couple of these as well this morning before the bugs get to it. So it's getting a little bit too hot for kale and lettuce. Like my lettuce is bolting right now, so I have to pick some of this lettuce. But pick this 3 pieces of this kale. And over here, let me show you. Oh my gosh, I have more flowers, zucchini flowers to pick over here. But this is my upo squash. And you can see I'm growing quite a few. There's a long one right there along that trellis, and there's little tiny ones over here that are starting to grow. Super excited about that. And my cantaloupe is starting to climb. Over here, my flowers, my cosmos are blooming. And I have a ton of cherry tomatoes on this tree, which is now taller than me. And it's just fully loaded with flowers everywhere, clusters. And look, my first Dr. Witch's tomato. Look at it, it's so cute. Look at that. Oh, I love it. It's huge. It's so pretty. Super excited. I grew a ton of these tomato plants and only this one. And I think only this one survived. So I'm excited. Hopefully I'll get a decent amount of fruit on this tomato plant. Okay. What else do we have here that we can harvest? My peppers are all starting to grow now, but there's not, I harvested a ton earlier on in the season, but I do have like one more here that I can harvest. I love this cayenne pepper. Look at that. I love this. I love this, putting in my sautés, my stir fries. So good. And I like picking them when they're green versus when they're red because they're not as hot. As you guys can see, my eggplants are starting to grow. Lots of flowers, and I've been seeing a lot of bees, so that's a good sign. They're pollinating these, so hopefully we get some eggplant soon. Here I have my sweet potato. I'm growing some sweet potato. I grew them close together because honestly, I grew these more for the leaves, to harvest the leaves and eat them versus the actual potato itself. If I do get potatoes, then, you know, that's a plus. If not, I'm not too worried. But look at that. My stargazer lilies are gonna open soon. Oh, I can't wait. They smell so nice. But look at them, so excited. I love all the flowers in my garden. Here is a little bit out of control. I have my herb box here that's like going really big. We had some pretty big heavy rains lately, so they are exploding. These ones here are tomato plants that I took from the adult tomato plants that I have as suckers, and I'm growing a whole set of tomato plants with them instead, and they're doing well. They're getting acclimated to the weather, so pretty soon I can expose them to 24-hour or to direct sunlight. Over here I picked these out. These are malunggay trees. They're actually little tiny trees right now. I picked them up, but hopefully it gets nice and big. They look pretty healthy and they look like they're loving the sun. I have a lot more sweet potato shoots that I need to plant to the ground, so I'm gonna have to do that soon. And my pepper plants here, my jalapenos, are starting to blossom, so they're gonna be producing chili soon. These are the last 2 tomato plants that I picked up, and look, it's already flowering. I believe this one is Tommy Boy and this one is Black Prim, or vice versa. And here is my calamansi bush. And this is a Filipino like lime, and it's producing like these little mini orange looking limes, and this plant is loaded down. It has blossoms all over the place, and I'm super, look at all those little blossoms. I'm so excited. I've been like wanting a plant like this for so long, and finally I found a person selling it for a good decent price, so I went ahead and got it. It was a ways away. I think this was a half an hour drive. And then this is that one Sol habanero that's doing really well where it is. Still have to transplant it though, so it gets nice and big. And my strawberries here that I still need to transplant. My little okra that decided to grow over here. I stuck it here because it wasn't doing well on the ground and it got dug up, but it seems to be doing well now. And I definitely need to transfer this squash or cucumber. I don't remember what it is, but I need to transfer this as soon as possible. And look at the culprit. The culprit of all the holes that are being dug is this guy there. There's actually 9 of them in my neighborhood, but they just destroy everything. Let's check the front yard and the balcony to see if we can harvest anything. Okay guys, we are here at the front of the garden, or the front of the house, and let me just show you an update of how our pepper plants are doing. Sorry for the million holes here that our friend squirrel decided to dig up, but you can see that this pepper plant here is loaded down with some peppers. I think some of them are long enough for me to, you know, let's just leave it on the vine for a couple more days. Those can get longer. We have some over here as well, totally loaded down. This is, I believe, a banana pepper. So we have 2 healthy ones there. I don't even know what these are. They're probably jalapenos. They haven't set yet, which makes me believe that they are jalapenos. But they're gonna be setting fruit soon because look, we have some flower buds. Over here I have, these are a cherry type of tomato, but I have a ton of flowers on them, so, and they're producing a lot of tomatoes, so hopefully these turn soon so I can pick them. And these are, I believe, my my beefsteak tomatoes. This trellis thing is kind of going off, but look at that, all those tomatoes it's producing. There's a big one over here, over here, and then these are my Romas. I believe I do have a couple of Romas on this plant. I just can't, oh, there's one right there. See, it's tiny still, but that's a Roma. Over here, this is my eggplant. It's already starting to produce flowers, so pretty soon we're gonna be getting some eggplant on here. Well, it's quite a few, so I'm really happy about that. And the little one, remember the one that the squirrel broke? Anyway, it's starting to produce flowers now too, so I'm excited about that. I didn't think this plant was gonna make it, but I'm happy that it bounced back. And this one too, the squirrel dug up. This tomato plant here is supposed to be the same height as this one. The squirrel dug up its roots, and I didn't think it was gonna survive, but it bounced back up and it's doing well. You can see the squirrels are still trying to dig around it, but it's still doing really well, so I'm happy about that. And these are two suckers that I pulled out of another plant, the black prim and the pear tomato, and they're doing really, really well, and they're growing nice and big. So I'm excited about that. And then only one out of the 4 okra that I planted here survived, and it's doing really, really well. My nasturtiums. And then what else do I have here? This is my blackberry bush, my thornless blackberry bush, and my raspberry bush. And you can see it's producing raspberries. I'm excited about that. Raspberries. There we go. These are my beans, and they're climbing really well. I just added a couple more sticks so it can climb. Hopefully it starts to produce beans soon. And my chocolate mint is going crazy. Like, look how big that is. It's like, and it's developing these like hands that just want to crawl all over the place. So that's very prolific. What else here? My cosmos are starting to finally come out, and pretty soon they're going to be producing flowers. There's another one here popping up. And we just planted, Kyle and I planted a whole bunch of flowers all over this line here, and some of them are starting to slowly pop up. So I'm happy about that. We didn't lose them all completely to the birds or the squirrels. Let's go around here really quick, check out the pepper plants over here. We have some basil. I just harvested a ton of basil from this pot. I didn't think it was going to bounce back, but it did, and it's growing so much more, so I'm quite happy about that. This side here, you can see the Roma tomatoes a lot better. See if we're getting, oh, there's another one right there. I'm excited about this tomato, guys. Can't wait. There's a lot more on this one. Super excited. But yeah, at some point today, I'm probably going to need to dig, cover up all these holes that the squirrel dug up. So there's nothing here to harvest in the front yard, so let's go to the balcony and see what we can find. Okay guys, we made it up here in the balcony. Let's see what we can harvest. So a lot has happened here in the balcony. It gets the most sunlight, so we have a ton of bitter melon growing on the vine here. They're all over the place. They're just kind of dangling, hanging out. 2 more there. This one here is impressive, and I'm gonna pick this soon because it's huge. So healthy, it's doing so well. There's more over there. I have some of this, I think this is a Carolina Reaper pepper, but it's getting loaded down. There's a ton of peppers on this plant, guys. It's camouflage, but it's huge. And then here we have more tomatoes. We have a ton of cherry tomatoes here. See, they're all, I love the little clusters that they grow in. A ton of little clusters. Over here with my pineapple heirloom, we do have 1 tomato right there. It's growing really well. Here is my purple beauty bell pepper, and I have 2 on there. I believe there's gonna be more because I see more flowers, but I have 2. Up here, I have 2 more bell peppers. don't know if you can see those, but they're there. And these are my shepherd peppers that are growing really nicely. My lettuce is bolting, so I'm probably going to have to harvest this soon. But the curly lettuce is doing all right. We harvested some of that yesterday for our burger. Here is the, what kind is this? The Brandywine tomato. And it's huge. I have huge tomatoes on this, as you can see. And they're all looking really, really pretty. This one has a little bit of cat facing underneath it. That usually happens when two flowers fuse together. So it produces that cat facing. Over here, look at that massive tomato, guys. That looks so good. Can't wait to eat these and try them. They're so yummy. Up here, I have my jalapeno plants. And it's producing a lot of jalapenos. You can see. And I have another zucchini plant here. I'm actually gonna go ahead and harvest this today. This is a cucumber. Look at that. I think this is a slicer cucumber. Wait, I forget what kind of cucumber this is, but look at that, guys. It's so big and so heavy. I'm gonna harvest that today. Let me just go grab my scissors. Let's harvest this beauty. I just wanna get some of the stem on it. Wow, check that out, guys. Yay! First cucumber on the upstairs balcony. We also have more cucumbers along the way. And after the rain, that thing doubled in size. So we're gonna be picking that soon, I'm sure. We have a lot more peppers on this plant here. My Apache peppers are kind of dying down, but it's still producing quite a lot. And these are cylinder type of pepper. I forget what they're called, but I have the label on the other plant because they came with like 2 plants. So this is how they look like. Nice peppers. I have more kale over here. What else do I have? These are jalapenos, and it's also starting to produce. So I'm gonna get more jalapenos. And over here, this is like a German, I think this is a German type of tomato, but it looks like it's a heirloom variety. So I have quite a few of it growing on this plant here, as you can see. I love tomatoes. Over here, this is my slicer tomato. It got attacked by early blight, but I did spray a peppermint and neem oil, and it's starting to bounce back. As you can see, the leaves are starting to turn green again. And I have quite a few tomatoes here that I'm waiting to ripen. This is a cherry tomato of some sort. This was also getting attacked by early blight, but once I sprayed it, it started to turn green again, so I'm quite happy about that. Probably gonna have to do another spray on it, but we have some ripe tomatoes that we can pick. Look at that, guys. Isn't that beautiful? And this one is just ready to be picked. Oh, look, we have a friend. We have a friend that just wants to pollinate everything. Go ahead, don't mind me. I'm gonna go ahead and maybe, should I pick this one? I'll leave it for tomorrow as a snack. This is my snack for today. Yay, I love tomatoes. This is our San Marzano. We have quite a few tomatoes of this kind growing on this plant right over here. Again, this also got a little bit yellow and got attacked by blight, early blight, and the weather was a little hot, so it started to turn yellow, but I sprayed it and it's doing well. It's turning green again. And over here are some, I think these are grape tomatoes actually. So I'm just waiting for the rest to turn green, to turn red, so I can eat you all. There we go. We have quite a big harvest here, guys. We have kale. We have a ton of zucchini flowers. Look at that. We have chili peppers, jalapenos. That squash beetle. Get out of there, mister. Okay, I'll wash them there. And then a jalapeno. We have green beans under there. And we have our cucumber. Look at that. That is a good vegetable haul, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed our quick garden tour and our morning harvest this morning. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, please don't do anything. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and so you can follow me whenever I harvest. This is the perfect time of the season where I'm finally getting to harvest everything that we put our hard work into. So our harvest today was not too shabby actually, so I'm quite happy about that. I'll catch you guys on my next one. Bye.